Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Houston Sharpshooters Draft to Glory franchise mode here in NHL 22. So in last episode, we had the first round of the playoffs against the Nashville Predators, and unfortunately, we lost the first round in 7 games. And we don't really have a whole lot of time left to win a Stanley Cup, so I really hope that this team can manage to do so. If it doesn't happen, though, for some reason, I think I'm still okay with it because we've had some really fun players in the series, especially Raimo Jääskeläinen. He's definitely been my favorite player of the series, and he's consistently a really good playoff player, so he's definitely going to go down as a channel legend regardless of a cup win or not. But the only thing is, a lot of our guys on our roster are getting up there in age, so there is a chance that we could be regressing soon too, because if we look at this, Raimo Jääskeläinen, Forster, Morales, all 35 years of age. Then you got guys like Gene Thornton who are 34, Teratukin who's 33, Pasquale 33, and then everybody else is like 30 and younger. But still, this is a pretty old roster. So I am kind of scared that we are going to start losing guys to retirement, like Jääskeläinen's potential even drop down to a top 6 potential. So there is a chance that he might be going into his last season, which would be pretty devastating considering he's won so many sulky trophies in his career and whatnot. But that could give opportunity to guys like Burns, for example. If we're able to re-sign him, he could take over that top line role if Jääskeläinen is to retire soon, because Jääskeläinen's only got this year coming up on his contract, and then he's a UFA. So I feel like he might retire at 36 years of age for some reason, and if that's the case, then yeah, that's just going to be a detrimental loss to his team. I'd like to get that guy a Stanley Cup, but at the same time, I don't know if it's going to be possible or not. But anyways, before we get into this offseason, I do have a few comments to go over. So the first couple are from HawksFan88. He says, I think I would prioritize signing Burns and Griffin. They are too big of pieces to lose. And I decided to ask him if we should already give Griffin like an 8-year extension, or should we just qualify him and kind of wait out and see if we could get him for cheaper next year. And he said that he would qualify him and see if we could talk his asking price down a bit, and then we could sign him for 8 years or something like that. So we'll probably qualify him and then see if we could maybe get him on an 8-year deal. But for right now, he's going to be demanding quite a bit of money because he was our leading point getter, I'm pretty sure, this season, or maybe second place. But regardless, this guy's been insane so far. 2 seasons in the NHL, and he's had 67 and 87 points. He's already won a Norris. He's only 24 years of age, so we definitely want to keep this guy around as long as we can. So more than likely, when we get the opportunity to, we will give him a long deal. But right now, you can see he wants $14-15 million. If I go to 8 years, he wants $22 million, which is a very big cap hit, maybe the biggest contract I've seen. So we're definitely going to have to wait out him on qualifying him and seeing if we could get that asking price down or not. Yeah, we might end up losing somebody big this offseason depending on the salary cap, because I don't really know if I like Teratukin's contract now. Like, it was good at the time, but now he's like, he hasn't been as good offensively, and he's making $14 million. So there's some contracts that are really bad on this team. Like Sedin's isn't bad because he's been doing pretty well, but a combined $29 million between the two of them is a bit iffy. So yeah, this should be a very interesting offseason to see if this team's actually going to be good or not for next year. And our final comment is from Saturn Otaku. He says, I'd let Burns and Forster walk. Maybe you can pick them up cheaper in free agency. So one comment says to let go Burns. One says to prioritize signing Burns, which I think we should prioritize signing Burns just because of, like I said, Raimo Jääskeläinen could be retiring in the next year or so. And we definitely want to have another good center at least, because if we don't have good centers, this team's not going to win the games. I could definitely for sure, though, let go of Forster, because Forster's 35. He wants, I believe, over $5 million. Yeah, he still wants to run the same amount of money. But if we don't have that amount of money, it's not really worth it to bring back an 83 overall. So he's been a solid player for us for a long time, but at the same time, I just don't want to give him that money. So more than likely, Forster will be gone. There's probably a couple other guys that might end up leaving as well, just because of the cap situation. But anyways, let's get into this draft and the re-sign stage in the entire offseason and see what happens. And hopefully we could keep most of the team together, because I would like to be competitive. But we do have, I think, maybe 5 or 6 seasons left of this franchise mode. So we do still have an opportunity to win a cup if we could actually make the playoffs and whatnot. So yeah, let's get into this draft and see what we can snag up here. I don't really remember what the draft class is like, because it's been probably over a week since I've recorded an episode for the series. And I'm more than likely going to pre-record next episode since it's a season simulation. But we have the 24th overall pick. Okay. That's not too bad. Let's see what the top 5 is like. So Ottawa at number 1 is going to take Varakis, who's an 83 sniper. Vili Varakis. Interesting. Then Florida at number 2 is going to take Sontang, who's a center power forward. So that's a very interesting one there. No X factors between the top 2 picks, which is very interesting as well. Usually you see these guys having like 5 X factors, some of them. Graham is going to go 3. Mr. Gary Graham. Some cool names in this draft so far. This guy actually does have X factors. So maybe he will become the best of those 3. Who knows? Next pick, Arizona is going to take Blanchard, who's a 2-way defenseman, 80 overall as well. So some solid overalls out of the gate for this top 5, it looks like. But it's probably going to eventually drop off a lot. And Seattle at number 5 is going to take Lawton, who's a top 4. So that's probably where it drops off a lot. Because this guy probably wouldn't go top 5 in most drafts. 60 offensive awareness, but very good defensively. So this guy's more of a pure defensive defenseman. We'll see if he pans out for Seattle. Let's into our pick at number 24 and see what we could snag up here. And wow, oh yeah, there's, if I remember correctly, this was the guy I was looking at the end of last episode. I can't remember for sure, but it was an NHL ready low elite, and yeah, this guy would have been a beast to take at this point. Wow, he's got X factors as well. He blocks shots as a forward, which is interesting. Beauty backhand, quick pick, and elite edges. Yeah, this would have been a very good defensive forward to bring in for our roster, but unfortunately, Buffalo's going to snag him up just before our pick. If I would have got a chance to get that guy, I definitely would have taken him. But I wasn't able, I'm not allowed to move up in the draft even just because this is a draft of glory, but oh, that sucks. Do we have anybody else that's intriguing or not? There's a guaranteed top 6, and we might as well take him since he's got probably the best potential of the people that are supposed to go on this stage. This guy's like a 2nd rounder. Yeah, I think I might just go with Webb because if we look at the other players, like the recommended ones are like top 9s that are like 4 years out. This guy's listed as a bust apparently. Yeah, I think we got to go with the top 6 here because there's not really much else. So, welcome to the team at Chandler Webb. Let's see how good you are. Probably 65. 64 overall. Playmaker, not bad. Don't have a lot of time to develop him, but hopefully he could develop kind of quickly. If he doesn't, then we're going to get in trouble. But as long as he can maybe crack the roster before the end of the season, or the entire series, that'd be nice. 2nd round pick here. This doesn't look like the greatest draft. Was there any low leads that I pinned? I don't remember. 4 years out, potentially a low top 6. Good shooting categories, maybe that's intriguing. And 3 years out. I might just take the guy just because of a shooting category, to be honest. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go with that guy. Because if we could get a guy that has good shooting, he could produce probably regardless if he's next to a good player or not. He's got no weakness apparently as well. So, welcome aboard, Theodore Cool. So this guy's going to be a cool player. Let's see how good he is. 62 sniper, not bad. How good is that shooting category? It's average, I'd say, but not a bad pick, I'd say, for a 2nd rounder if he actually pans out. But who knows with the amount of time we have if he's ever going to actually get the play in Houston or not. He might get the play in our AHL affiliate sometime. Isbister looks like a bottom 6 forward, so not really that great. We might just have to take a medium top 9. I know we'd be drafting a lot of forwards as of late, but I think that might be what we have to go with here. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go with here. Just because it's the best potential. 17 years of age. Solomon Morrison, welcome aboard. He is a 57, so not a great overall to start off with. He probably won't make it. But at least maybe somebody for the AHL at some point. And our 4th rounder, do we got any low leads still in this draft? Yes, we do, but they're not supposed to go till the 7th round. So we'll probably end up taking Miles Keeler in the 7th round, even though he's 5 years out. But for right now, the rest of this draft class is not looking too good. Scouts recommend us a defenseman in Stanton who has offensive instincts, potentially 19 years old. And let's just take the Noel for Rager, why not? See if our scouts have anything good. Low top 6, 60 overall, OFD. That's not terrible. Might be a solid power play kind of guy in the AHL as well. which is unfortunate because we need guys that can make the NHL club eventually, but it is what it is. We're not going to find all these like low elites and whatnot. Tim Peros, a weakness in character. Sounds like George Peros. Elias Strong. Yeah, this draft class is not really that good, which is unfortunate because we definitely need to have a good draft class eventually in order to fill up our roster a bit more. Peros is a low bottom 6, so even though he has a weakness in character, I decided to draft him. Not a bad pick, I'd say, but he's probably not going to make it. 6th round now. Maybe we'll take both those low elites just because I don't want bottom 6 forwards. So let's take a chance first on the guy that's not supposed to get drafted till like late, and then we'll get this other guy with our next pick, I think. Or can we? No, I don't know if we'll be able to get the other guy. You know, we're going to just take Miles Keeler right now. So 17-year-old, low elite, 51 overall two-way forward. Probably going to take him a while to develop, but if he grows up by like up to like a 70-something in 1 year, then that would be really great. And our last pick of the draft, I believe that other low elite's probably off the board. Yeah, he looks like he is. Yeah, he is. That's unfortunate. So I guess we're going to have to go with a random player, random bottom 6 forward. This guy's the recommended one, Derek Harris. And whatever, we'll just take him. He's probably not going to make it, but still I'll take him anyways. 52 overall power forward. Not the best draft for us, but at least we got a top 6 forward potential prospect. So if he develops fast enough, maybe our team will be decent. And also cool, actually could be something decent as well, I'd say. So that is our draft. Not a great one, but we'll see if those guys develop on time or not. And if they'll get a chance to play in Houston before the end of this series. Now let's get to this re-sign stage, which is going to be probably expensive. I am going to let Chris Tanev, the associate coach, walk just for now because might as well. And I am going to re-sign all our scouts back because most of our scouts have done a pretty good job, I'd say, with drafting-wise and whatnot. At least early on, so some of them might have dropped off, but we'll try and get back all our scouts that are up for renewal. There you go, and that's good. Perfect. Okay, let's see what we got here. We'll qualify all our RFAs to start off with, as we normally do. Because, oh, wait, actually, that would eat up a lot of our cap space, though. 40 million in cap space. I am going to qualify all these guys first, just to get them out of the way. And then what do we got for goalies? We'll also qualify goalie and Cousins. But Morgan Griffin, I could always give a contract to based on what I just saw. It didn't seem like that bad. But we need to also re-sign a lot of these guys. Some of them I might have to actually write down their names in order to get them back. We are going to sign Houston. 70 at 21 is not terrible. So we'll sign him up for the AHL. We'll also sign this low top 6. Try and get whatever we can into our AHL roster. Because if some of these guys could crack our roster, that would be really great. Okay, so those guys are good. I'm going to see what these guys want. They all want a one-way deals, which is really annoying. So I'm going to have to write down some names. We definitely want to bring back like Pete Pasquale, I think. But he wants like $3 million for 77. I don't want to lose Pete, though. I know he's a favorite among some of you guys. Soderstrom probably is gone. I'm going to probably also just let go of Galvin because we have a lot of goalie prospects. And he's not going to pan out. So, yeah, Galvin is gone. Burns is going to be the most expensive probably about this. 5 years at 13 is actually not as bad as I was thinking it would be. Oh, Scuderi's probably gone at that asking price. Like $9 million for an 84. Nah. And then, yeah, George Forster's probably gone like Saturn Otaku mentioned. Yeah, because $4 million. It's not the worst contract I've seen. And it's a bit expensive for Duclair as well, $255. Kyler Morales, I'd like to bring him back, but $5 million? He's a channel legend, kind of. Well, not a channel legend, maybe, but he's a legend of this team, so he should technically be on the roster. I am going to bring back Lowe already, even though he's wanting a decent amount of money, because we do need a defenseman for sure, so let's just do 3 years. Umberger, what do you want? That's cheap enough for me. Afinasenkov, nah, I can't give you 1.9. I'm going to have to write down some of these names. Because I'm not going to give some of those guys like 2 million plus. And then goalie-wise, let's let go of Soderstrom from now because let's see what he wants. 1.6 isn't terrible, but we do need to change up our goalies. I am going to let him go for now, I think, but if we can't find any other former goalies in free agency, then we might bring him back just to make our goaltending a little bit stronger. So for now, with Stefan Soderstrom, you are back to free agency. And then, yeah, this is where it's going to get expensive. What do we want to give to Burns and Griffin? If I go to 8 years for Griffin, he only wants 15. And then we have him locked up for the rest of the series. Maybe I could do something like that. Wait, actually, I'll try the 85% trick. I know the 85% trick doesn't always work in the re-sign stage, but we are going to try the 85% trick just to see if we could maybe get him for a good contract. Because I know he's going to be our catalyst on the back end for many years to come, so we want to make sure that we could get him back. So it's that, and we need to do this times 0.85. Let's see what we got to offer him. We might be able to get him down to like 12.76. I'll try that. I don't know if that's going to be a bad offer to him, but I really want to keep him around. His first 2 years have been incredible so far, so we'll try this. 8 years at 12.775. I know that's a little bit pricey, but it is what it is. And then I think Scuderi for sure is gone. Forster's definitely gone, so thank you for your time here, George. But if you drop your asking price somewhat in free agency, maybe we could bring you back. Morales, like I said, I really want to bring back Morales, but I'm going to wait on him just for now. I'm going to also have to write down some names. And then Burns, I guess it depends on what we get for Griffin. Because 5 years at 13. Burns is definitely worth it. He's a very good second line center right now. But once Jääskeläinen retires, he could take over that top line role. So that's why I'm thinking we keep him around. I am going to wait for now, though. I'm going to advance the day, see if we get Griffin for what I offered him. Hopefully he accepts that, because that should be a big have on our back end for many years to come if he accepts that, which I don't know if he did. He did not. Okay. Let's try the 8 years at, would you accept 13.5? Because that might be a decent deal. Okay, so that's good. Let me actually write down some of these names so I don't forget about them already, but we might have to wait on Pete Pasquale till the start of the season just because he's dropped off a lot. But I definitely would like to bring back Pete Pasquale because he's not necessarily a channel legend, but he's been a very good player with us for a long time. So let me just write down all these former player names, even Scuderi and whatnot. But more than likely, those kind of guys might end up leaving. So our team might not be that good this season just because we might not have the right amount of depth. But I am going to still write down all their names just in case. And I need to write down their positions as well, because or else I might forget who is who. I'm also going to write down Burns, even though I haven't let go of Burns just yet. Lucic as well, because Lucic could be a good fourth line option, even though he's only a 77. We also got Pasquale. But yeah, I think I might wait on Pasquale, because if he drops his asking price to like 800,000, that's an easy re-sign, you know? Because I don't really think he's worth $3 million at this stage of his career, even though he is a good player. We also got Brouwer to write down. So yeah, hopefully we can get a lot of these guys back in free agency at some stage. Because like right now when they're asking all over $1 million, it's kind of annoying. That's the only thing with draft glories is it doesn't work that well in terms of contract negotiations. So Spiller, and who else do we got here? Nobody else in terms of forwards. What about goalie-wise? Any UFA goalies? Nope. Okay. So we'll wait on that. So let's advance the day and see if we get Griffin, because that's the one I want to know about first before I offer a contract to Burns. Okay, there we go. We got Morgan Griffin. That was actually a pretty good contract, I'd say. I know we have a lot of money on our back end, but Look at that. Griffin's making less money than Teratukin and Sedin. I wish Teratukin's contract ends at the end of, not this upcoming season, but the season afterwards, which is good because that'll free up some cap space. But right now, he's really overpaid, I'd say. Okay, let's see what we got here. So those guys are all qualified. We got 23 million in cap space. I think we definitely need to have Burns back. I might just give him a 1-year deal for now. Would he accept his 1-year deal at what he's asking for? And then, yeah, all these guys, even Morales, will probably be gone for now. But I don't want to offer him $5 million, though. Because he's not worth $5 to $6 million. So, yeah, for now, all these guys here are gone. I'm just waiting on Burns to see if he'll accept that. And then we'll be down to only 11 million in cap space. So, we might have a lack of depth on our roster, which means maybe no playoffs next season. But if we get drafted really well in the next, 2 years, maybe we'll be pretty good. So, let's see if Burns will accept a 1-year deal. And he does accept. Okay, perfect. So, yeah, we're down to 11.85. All these guys on our roster are gone for now, even Pete Pasquale. And we just got to hope that a lot of them drop their asking price through free agency and whatnot. And by the start of next season. And then all these RFAs, we should be able to get them back, I'd say, as well. So that is good. Let's sim to free agency now. Sucks to let go of guys like Scuderi and whatnot, but we need to find a way to keep our most important players on our roster. So let's see if there's any former players in free agency first before we advance a few days, though. Holy crap, that Scarabelli guy that the Flames had is testing free agency. If only this wasn't a draft to glory, because this guy is an insane player. He's coming off a 73-goal season. I would love to have this guy on my roster, but I can't. Let's see what else we got for players. Right wing wise, let's sort by overall to see if there's any former guys out there. I know Scuderi wants $10 million, which is kind of ridiculous. Any other former players? Doesn't really look like it on the right wing side. Is that our former Korostin? It is. Dmitry Korostin's back in free agency, coming off a 40-something goal season, and that's why he wants $12.3 million as a 34-year-old 79. Damn. 6 teams are interested too, which is kind of weird. That sucks that he wants so much money, because I would have wanted to bring him back if he only wanted $1 million or something like that. What else we got here? Any former players? We might have to just wait a couple months or a couple weeks and see if these guys drop their asking price, but a lot of them might not be able to come back just because of the cap space. Which I think is okay, because like I said, if we have 1 bad year or 2 bad years in these last 5 years, maybe we get ourselves a good elite prospect in for a roster, that type of thing. Let's see what else we got here center-wise. Oh yeah, we might need a goalie still. I got to take a look at that just in case, because if we need a backup goalie, I might have to try and find our former goalies, or maybe just bring back, what's his name, Soderstrom again. Yeah, I don't really see any former players so far, and I don't think we really need any on the defensive end. Yeah, I don't think there's any on the defensive end that I need. Gran's there, I know. Yip is there, but $7.4 million, no thank you. Not really worth that amount of money. Hey, look, it's Reed Roach, but $4.475 million for our former defenseman. A lot of former players, but all of them too expensive to bring back. And then goalie-wise, let's see what we got here. Yeah, there's not really anything out there for goalies either. Yeah, I might have to wait till the start of the season, to be honest. Let's see. What do we need actually on our roster? Do we need anything in particular? We only have 26 out of 50 contracts. And yeah, right now we only have, technically, since our RFA goalie is good, technically we got an 81 and a 75, so we might end up having to run Vlasic as our backup if we can't afford another goalie. So let's advance just maybe 3 weeks and see if there's any former players or any players we'd let go of still in free agency that we could bring back at a lower asking price. This might be a little bit of a long episode just because we have a lot of decisions to do this offseason. So it looks like we're getting some RFAs to accept, which is good news. And of course, Buffalo sends an offer sheet to Lou Wharton, who's I believe is a 74. And for 1.3, I don't think I want to even match that. Oh, he's got top 6 potential though. Really good offensive awareness too, so I guess I'll have to match that, but that's kind of annoying that they decided to try and offer $1 million to one of my players, because that's going to hurt us in terms of the cap situation. So we have $11 million. Those guys are all qualified still, which is good. Yeah, we might actually honestly have to like wait till the start of the season and not sign any of those former players that we just let go of until the start of the season, if there's some of them there. Let's sort by overall, and let's go by centers. I guess Pete Pasquale's still in free agency. And as he dropped his asking price, he probably should. Pete Pasquale, where are you? Or did you sign somewhere? He might have signed somewhere unless I missed him. I might just wait till the start of the season and see if there's any former players instead. Because or else this episode might be too long if I constantly check free agency. I should probably sign a goalie though, regardless, if I could find Soderstrom. Hey, look, Vic Benson's actually in free agency. I didn't realize that. Damn, Vic Benson went to free agency. But I can't give him $5 million because I don't have the roster space unless I wanted to buy somebody out. There's Park, but he hasn't played, I believe, in a few years. No, he did actually play last season. Maybe we could bring back Jesse Park as a backup. You know what? That might be the best option, but I could still wait till the start of the season just in case. Is Soderstrom still in free agency? Yeah, he is, but he's still wanting over $1 million. Yeah, see, some of these guys I'll wait on until the start of the year instead. Yeah, you know what? We're just going to wait till the start of the season to sign players up and see if there's any former players there. But our roster is going to take a major hit this season. Like, we're going to have a very low depth on our roster. Because we lost Forster, we lost Scuderi. I can't remember who else we lost. We lost a ton of players, though. So our roster is definitely going to take a big hit. At least we have a good defensive core still, but main roster-wise, our team is definitely going to take a hit. Let's see what we got here. 8.83 in cap space. So all our RFAs are signed except for goalie, who we'll just sign up for right now. There you go. And that should be good. But yeah, we're not going to have a lot of money. It's because I decided to bring back Burns on a one-year deal. But like I said, I think for now, signing Burns to a one-year deal is a decent option just because we need to have a second-line center that could replace Jääskeläinen if he decides to retire, because he could retire at any point. We're listed as a conservative sellers, so yeah, we're not going to be as good of a team probably this season. Yeah, right now we have a lot of AHL players in our rosters, so that's a little bit scary. Our team is definitely taking a huge hit. Let me just go to done and see if there's anything in free agency to sign up for us to fill out our roster a little bit better for former players. So let's start off with goalies and see what we got here. Let's see, former players. Park is still there, 875. I think I would rather take him than Soderstrom, because Soderstrom, if he's still there, which I don't see him, surprisingly, so he might have actually signed somewhere. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess we'll go with Park. 875K for 1 year for an 80 overall. We'll definitely take that. Make that goaltending a little bit stronger. Defensively, any former players would probably need more on our forward core and defense. So there is shoots though, but I don't think I need any defensemen. I'll check afterwards, but I'm pretty sure we need more forwards than anything. So let's see what we got for former players on the offensive side. Any guys? Because I'm hoping to find at least a couple. Because if not, then our team is going to be tragic this season. And I feel bad for Jääskeläinen if his career comes to an end at this year. Anybody that's like 75 and above? Is that our former Finisenkov? It is. Perfect. Okay, that's one guy to bring in on a two-way deal. 76 isn't really the highest overall, but at least it gives us something. So there is that on the right wing side, I think. Let me just check all the 75s. Yep, that's good. Left wing wise, what do we got? Any former players? Breland, I don't think was ours, right? No, New York. It's hard to remember all these former names since we've drafted so many players over the years. What else we got here? Gochi Leduc, no. Scavello sounds familiar. Nope, not ours. Don't know why it sounds familiar though. Bourgeois. What else we got here? Come on, there's got to be some former players on offense. Seems like a low amount of them though. Yeah, literally, I don't think we're going to find much, it seems like, in this portion of the season, which is unfortunate. It means we're going to have a terrible roster, but maybe 1 year or 2 years of not making the playoffs is going to be good for us, because maybe we'll find ourselves a good elite prospect first overall or something like that this season. And maybe that could turn the tides for the last few years of this, or we're just going to miss the playoffs for the rest of this franchise mode. Barkov, is that ours or no? No, Colorado. Okay, center-wise, what do we got here? Please at least give me a couple more players that used to play for us, just to fill out my roster, please. I don't want to be playing like 74 overall players, because I don't think this team is going to make the playoffs, which is going to be the first time in a long time that we haven't made the playoffs, I'm pretty sure. There's got to be somebody, right? We've only found one forward so far. You'd think we'd find more, but it seems like a lot of our guys that we'd let go of, including Pete Pasquale, have signed in other places, which is unfortunate because I really wanted to bring back Pete Pasquale, but $3 million it was just a bit too expensive for me, to be honest. Yeah, it doesn't seem like anybody else. Oh wait, actually Radulov might be. Yep, that's our Radulov, so we'll sign him up, since he wants a two-way deal anyways. Korobov wasn't ours, I'm pretty sure. Nope. And that's it. Wow. Barely anything in terms of former players for us, which is very unfortunate. Let's advance a few days so we can get those guys onto our roster, which I believe they should all accept easily. There you go. Perfect. Let's go to edit lines now and call up those guys that we just signed, because I think I got to send down a good amount of these guys down to the AHL. So let's go to roster moves. Sorry if this episode is really long. It's over 30 minutes at this point, it looks like. So let's see what we got in the system. Venisenkov, Radulov, you're coming up. And we will send down Semin, and Griffith has potential, right? Not really. Just want to make sure it's guys that aren't going to get their growth stunted. I guess I'll send down Griffith. Why not? Okay, so that's good on that front. Goalie-wise, I will send down Vlasic, and we will call up Park. Vlasic is getting close to being NHL ready, which is nice. At least our goaltending tandem doesn't look terrible, but our rest of our roster is definitely taking a huge hit. Brock Hole's literally jumping from the AHL, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, literally from the AHL to a top-line forward with Jaskeline and Thornton. That's actually insane. Let's go best lines in the minors as well quickly. That's fine, I think. Yep, that should be good. Let's go back to here. Yeah, we got a lot of younger guys jumping into the lineup, like Petrovicki, who's got top 6 potential as well. I want a lot of these guys to get as much of an opportunity as possible. King's up to a 79, so he's developing at least kind of quick. But yeah, this team is taking a huge hit. Maybe we should put Jacobs to the top line though instead, just to make sure Cole's not. Actually, Cole's a shooter, so maybe he would be okay on the top line. Let's try Cole on the top line for now. And then defensively, we are gonna flip these two. And what else we got here? I don't want to scratch all these guys though. Yeah, I gotta send all these guys down to minors as well. But I think I gotta take Umberger out of the lineup, because Umberger is not a good fit for this defensive core, I'm pretty sure. We want to find the best chemistry as possible on this roster. Who is the best fit? Maybe Klein. I've never tried Klein before. Okay, Klein's a better fit. So that means Umberger, Vitali, and Goddard are going down. But yeah, if Griffin could be a good catalyst still on a bad roster, at least that's going to be decent. So Klein was in, so was Vitali, Goddard, and Umberger. That need to be sent down. Perfect. And now we got to go best lines again down there in the AHL. That is good. Scratched, I don't really care about too much. And that's basically our roster. Thornton, Jaskalainen, Cole, Patan, Burns, Jacobs. So a lot of guys getting an opportunity that they never got before. But we do still have a good 1-2 punch for centers. Jaskalainen on the last year of his contract and potentially retiring this year. Burns on a 1-year deal as well. Thornton on 2 years? 1 year as well, damn. A lot of these big guys ending this offseason, and then there's a lot of youth movement on that bottom 6. Defensively, we got Sedin, Griffin, Taratuk, and McGrattan, Lowe, and Klein. And in goalie-wise, we got goalie and Park. So very interesting roster. Do not know how this team is going to simulate at all. It's probably not going to do as well. But you really never know until you actually see it in action to see if it's actually going to be a good team or not. But yeah, hopefully Griffin can carry the offense on the back end a bit. And hopefully that gives us a better chance. But right now, team is not looking too good. I'd say that, or it's probably going to be one of our worst seasons in a long time. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Houston Sharpshooters Draft to Glory franchise mode. So in next episode, we will simulate the season. We'll see how this team does. But like I said, if we miss the playoffs for some reason, there's a good chance we could get ourselves a good prospect in for a roster. And maybe that could help turn the tides in the last few seasons that we have. So let me know what you guys think down below. And I'll see you guys next time.